Well, let's talk through events of this morning. I'm joined here in the studio by Olivier Guitta, who's Director of Research at the British-based Freedom and Democracy think tank, the Henry Jackson Society. Welcome to you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So what's your reading of these extraordinary events of this morning?
Mostly that the Islamists and the radicals are in charge. They wanted to make clear that Prime Minister Zeidan has no power over his country, and that they were very upset about what happened over the weekend when the Americans snatched Anwan al-Libi.
Is that what this is about? Because we don't know for sure that there's a connection, but this was a US commando raid, wasn't it, on Libyan soil, which the Libyan government had denied that it knew anything about?
Indeed, but the radicals have been very vocal in the past few days, saying that the government knew about it and that it was unacceptable for them to have one of theirs being taken away in Tripoli.
To what extent could this also be about power, trying to establish power in a country that has lots of different groups trying to claim that grab on power?
Indeed. Libya is formed of a lot of tribes that are really trying to get power, mostly also power on the oil resources. But at the same time, it's really Al-Qaeda and the radicals within the country that have a stronghold at this point. So it's very worrisome what happened this morning.
Well, yes, and what does this do now to the Prime Minister's position?
Basically, he had almost no credibility before. Now he doesn't even control the streets he lives on. It's going back to the drawing board and looking at, in the future, who are going to be the militias that are really going to be in power.
Well, yes, and presumably some kind of unifying figure is what would be desirable, wouldn't it, in the country to try and hold things together. Is there such a person potentially in the wings?
For the time being, there are some people outside of Libya that are trying to be that person, but you would need somebody that has links to all the tribes in Libya, and that could be really saying, you know, I represent the East, I represent the South, and could be a unifying figure, because you need a national coalition government in order for this to work out.
Is that a likely prospect?
If push comes to shove and the radicals are coming back to Tripoli and Benghazi, and if we see an increase of terrorism, then one way or another the West will have to step in. And it's possible that we would see that kind of figure coming out.
When you say the West would have to step in, how do you see that happening? In what form?
In the form of trying to get rid of the Al-Qaeda that is in the south of the country, because one way or another, possibly Libya could become really the hotspot as far as terrorism in the world.
Okay, Olivier Guitta, interesting to hear your views. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.